I'm going over my guidelines for discussions and homework. You can see I've done this file in Excel. This file is also in Canvas, so you can take a look at it. So for discussions, primary posts must be 200 words or more without titles or references. It's college stuff. If you have references, use them. If you miss the deadlines, 1/3 of the points for that post will be deducted. I don't know. I don't really use that as often anymore, but there's no grace period for discussions. Follow-up and comments posts must be 100 words or so, and I don't want to see stuff like, great post, I agree. I mean, you can say that, but then you have to add more. The whole point is of these discussions is to talk about the managerial aspects of the quantitative methods that we're actually talking about. Also, if you're not good at doing analytic problems in Excel, the homework problems, the papers and discussions are a way for you to still guarantee that you get a good grade in the class. So that's discussions. Homework is a different thing. Homework, notice this is a text box. Notice how it is filled with color to enhance its presence. Notice how everything written in the text box is a complete sentence. Failure to use text box to express your answers using full sentences will result in a deduction of points. It's that simple. If I see that you have the right numbers, I don't know that you know the right numbers in the right place. If you have a graph, make sure you label things so that I know that what we're looking at. I don't care about the format. It all works for me. But I also believe that your homework should be in a form and format that I, as your boss's boss, could copy stuff out of your Excel, put it in a PowerPoint, and use it. Now here's another thing. 2 plus 3. If I do that in a calculator and just type 5 here, I really don't like that. Excel is the mother of all calculators. It should be there. I want to see formulas that you know what you're doing. So this is unacceptable. This is acceptable. Notice how I've used colors and shading again to enhance things. If I put a table, I use this format all the time. I make every titles in bold. I highlight the titles in a powder blue, and I box it all in. Notice that the decimal places in the column are all the same. This is how you should be in the practice of doing things. And the calculations here should all be the same, notice. So use Excel to do the heavy lifting, to do all of that. So homework must be done in Excel. There's no exceptions. This means if you try to turn it in a different format, your homework won't be graded. Homework done in Excel, but where the calculations are not done in Excel, will be treated as if you did not do the homework in Excel. There must be one problem per worksheet. These are worksheets. Homework must, discussions, and peepers. I can't spell, obviously, so let me fix that. Papers. If I want to add a new, I just type the plus sign and new worksheet. One worksheet per homework problem. Period. That's it. Don't put them all on one sheet. For some reason, that bothers me, and treat me as your boss's boss, not like your boss's boss. There are rubrics associated with each paper assignment. The big question, and the rubric is either in Canvas or in Turnitin. I've been moving more to Turnitin. The big question for all papers is how long should they be, or how many words? My response to this has always been, would you ask your boss such a question? Upon being given an assignment, your boss might wonder why you were hired in the first place when you ask a question like that. That being said, you might get by with 300 words if you're quite a good writer. For me, one student per 500 is a writer of this caliber. If your papers are 1,500 words, you probably overestimated my attention span. Sweet spot, 500 to 800 words probably. but I didn't type that here, so it's not official. It's long enough for you to convey what you want and not longer than that. My attention span is no different than yours. Seems like crazy rules. How do you create a text box? People have asked me that. Well, I'm not using the 365 version. I'm using the desktop version. But if I want to go here and I say insert, I go to text box. I create a text box. I type in the text box, and I can resize it however I want. And if I go to shape format, I can add a color, and I can add a border, and then a color, and there you go. There's a text box. That's probably too dark, but I can read that. I like the first row of colors. It's easier to read. So that's probably better. I don't care what border you use. I don't care what color you use, but I don't want to see a transparent text box. What is a transparent text box? It's no fill. That's a transparent text box. For some reason, I find that irritating, hard to read. Okay, you can type it in Word and copy paste it here. But there you have it. That's some rules just to make your stuff look nice. I don't give a lot of style points. I just take points off if there's enough style and if you don't respect these rules. The bark is worse than the bite. So good luck. Reach out to me if you have any questions. The best way to reach me is by text, but tell me who you are, because I have 160 some students and what class you're in. All right, thanks a lot.